Hello, my beautiful people. Figured I would do us a rune reading for the week. So I had an interesting weekend. I hung out with Hestia, and we did an unboxing of the Spiritual Goodies box, which I will link below. It's a long one, but it's fun. So pack a snack. I went to the Pagan Festival, which was very interesting. Got a few cool little things. Little thing. I have so much, so I couldn't really justify buying a whole lot of stuff. But I got a few things from small sellers that I wanted to support, and I had a rune reading, and I'm going to post the fellow below. His name is Christian. It's really interesting to have your runes read by somebody else. He reads runes with tarot, and it was a really good read. He does business and work-related readings instead of love readings, which I appreciate because I don't really need a love reading. I'm an old crone. I don't need a love reading. So it was great to have somebody read for me. And just he had really great stones. Like the actual stones were rocks. They were pretty cool, and I thought it was a really interesting read. And it's all about what I do here on YouTube. So I appreciated that gentle nudge that I keep getting from Spirit about this channel and what I do here. So thank you, Christian, if you're watching, and I will link his stuff below as well. So we have our green man. So he will sit with us. And of course, we have this green man as well. And we have our stones from Iona. And there's the other one. There we go. And I got an email yesterday about going to Iona with a local group from Columkille, which is Megalith Park here in Bangor. And so I may do that. I might go back to Scotland. That would be in May. I had planned to go in April by myself, but maybe I'll go with them instead. So we'll see. We'll see where Spirit leads us. So let's ask Spirit for stones for our highest good. I have some ambient music playing, and I have a candle lit over here. The candle that came in my wee box, which is smells so good. It's the English garden candle from the Queen's Garden. I don't know if her garden smells like this, but if it does, I'll go there because that smells good. All right, Spirit, we're going to do a Celtic Cross. This is a general reading. It may resonate with me. It may resonate with you. Maybe with all of us, maybe with none of us. So, a message for our highest good as we head into this week. Remember that runes do not predict the future. They are for meditation. Alright. What is our present energy? Christian did rune casting, which I think is interesting. I don't cast. I have casted, but I didn't cast. I don't cast regularly. Alright, we have Tiwaz. That's our present energy. What brought us to Tiwaz? Oh, Kivo. My favorite stone. The gifts. What are the forces that we cannot control? Kinez. What are the forces we can control? Yours. And what is the potential outcome? Tegus, or the Stone of Dawn. So I'm going to take a hot minute to take a look at these runes, think about them, meditate on them, and see what Spirit has to say. I will be right back. So this is a really incredible reading right? So Tiwaz means leadership, right? Points, it's like almost like an arrow pointing in the right direction. So on the quick form, and you know that I use a quick form, and then I also have my book. The quick form is tier, which is what it translates to: honor, justice, leadership, and authority. So so that's the present energy. That's where you are, you know, with something. I'm going to say, just based on this reading, that this is really about where I am spiritually right now. Leading up to it, like what brings you into this energy, is Gibo, which is gift, and the quick form is, where's the quick form? Relationships, sacrifice, exchanges, contracts, partnerships, right? So, you know, I had this great unboxing with Hestia. I had this great interaction with Christian, which the irony did not fall short with me that his name was Christian, as a Christian going to a pagan festival. And there were Christians there, unfortunately, who were, you know, at the entrance, you know, telling everybody they were going to hell, which is unfortunate, because I'm not sure how they expect people to see the light and love of Jesus Christ if they're being so judgmental and really being a barrier in their human form to access to Christ. Just saying. Anyway, so you can't, you know, so your gifts brought you here. Your gifts brought you to leadership, right? And what you can't control is Kinaz, which in the short form is torch vision, revelation, creativity, and technical ability. Like, you have gifts. Like, you can't help that you have gifts. And we can ignore them, right? We can ignore them, but you can't help that you have them. So, you know, you have these gifts. They brought you into this place where you can lead others. You can't help the gifts that you have. These gifts are gifts from Spirit. You know, they're gifts for you to... My hair is all over the place because of this fan, like, sticking on my face, which might be a sign from Spirit, right? So, you know, you can't help that you've been given gifts, and Spirit wants to see you work with your gifts. Spirit wants to see you use your gifts for the benefits of others, but you have to recognize that you have them, and that's part of the plan. You know, in our meat suits, like, we all have these meat suits, but we all have this light inside of us, and we're all connected, right? We're all connected to one another, and your gifts that you have that are given by Spirit, you can't help that. You have them. We all have them. You can block them, but you still have them, right? Which leads us into what you can control, which is that wild bull energy of Urus, right? So the quick form on Urus is a wild ox, physical strength, speed, and untamed potential. Like, you have this amazing opportunity. You have amazing potential to do amazing things with your gifts. Like, you control, like if you're restricting yourself, you're controlling that. You know, you can really go nuts with your gifts if you wanted to, you know. Yeah, and so, you know, everything is always a balance, right? We always want to make sure we're balanced, but you have these gifts. You can use your gifts. You can't help having these gifts, you know, and you really, like, the sky is the limit. And the outcome, which is amazing, is this dawn stone, which is Dagus, which in the short form is dawn, breakthrough, awakening, embarking on an enterprise. So in my reading with Christian, you know, when people talk, when I do readings of any kind and people talk about work, I always have to think, are they talking about my work? Like my work, my job, the thing that pays the bills and I enjoy very much, which is drastically different than what I'm doing right here with you. And it took me a minute or two to figure out which he was talking about, but he was definitely talking about this work and what I do here. And I've been very comfortable having a very small channel. I haven't done a single thing to promote the channel. You know, but I've met great people. You know, I've met Hestia through here, and I've, you know, there's, you know, a few of you that follow that I've met that are just, you know, really great, and I love the interactions that we have in comments and stuff. And, you know, and when I was talking to Christian, I was thinking, like, what is it, like, I don't want to get big because I don't have the time to commit to being a big channel, right? When I read, when I watch the channels that I follow, and the bigger channels, I think, you know, I don't know how they do it, because I wouldn't do anything else but, you know, professional grade videos all day long. And I kind of like just chilling out in my office or my kitchen and reading stones. Like, it's fun. I like to do it, you know, and I get joy from doing it. I don't make any income. I'm not monetized in any way. So, you know, but the goal is to spread light and love, you know, and so I really am limiting myself by not letting doing what I can to extend the message, right? Because runestones, at least for me, are very meaningful. You know, tarot is interesting, but it doesn't bring me the same kind of meaning. And I don't know if it's because, you know, the runes are part of my cultural tradition, my ancestral line and tradition. They just seem to make a lot more sense to me than a lot of times cards do, or tarot cards, really. And so, you know, but if I want to get bigger, I know how to do it, because I specialize in technology. I know what exactly, you know, kind of has to be done, and the marketing that's involved, and I don't know that I want to go down that road yet, but the potential is there, and I could, if I wanted to. And so Spirit's asking me to decide, I think, what it is I want to do. So maybe you have something in your life that's similar to this. And if you do, you should like and comment and subscribe and put it down below. And we should chat about it. All right, let's get some cards. I have some new cards here that I'm going to read that came through. And you know me, I'll use them like twice and then they will go by the wayside. At least I'm honest about it. They came with subscription boxes, so we'll pull some to see how they go. So we're going to pull from Earth Wisdom first. This is two of my daily drivers. I'm going to do 3 passes. Whatever comes out goes with the reading. If nothing comes out, the reading stands on its own. Pass 1. Pass 2. And pass 3. Right, we had, first came out was Heart Healing, and 2 is Understanding. Look at the images here. For Heart Healing, her hands are open, and I often pray that way with my hands open like this. You know, and I think, you know, I was saying to Christian, it's really great to talk to another runestone reader. I have to say, like, I was a little hesitant in the beginning because I thought, you know, everybody does it a different way, and I'm open to different ways. But, you know, like, I imagine that must be true for tarot readers. Like, if you're a tarot reader and then you go to a tarot reader, it's got to be like, what are they doing? But it didn't feel like that at all. It was really, really, really great. And I was saying to him, and I've said this on this channel before, that, you know, I've just come into sort of accepting this brand of spirituality. I've always been spiritual, and for a long time I was religious too, and at some points those two things went together, but most of the time they were a little bit separate, and now I understand why, which I didn't understand before, you know, but I have to kind of heal, because I still kind of hold, like, one of the reasons I don't want the channel to go too big is because, you know, I was a missionary, and I was very religious, and people are going to be like, oh, you know, she jumped off the deep end, and, I mean, they already say that, for one, and it doesn't matter what they say. It's not their relationship with Spirit. It's not their relationship with Jesus, right? It's mine. And so just really understanding, you know, look how beautiful that is. She's standing in the light, right? And she's got this, you know, oh, it flies away. You know, it's just got this beautiful coloring. And I was in the salt room this weekend. My friend and I went to a spa thing. We went to a salt room. I kept seeing this vibrant blue color, and I don't know what blue means. If anybody's like a color person that knows about color, like, what is this blue? What does this blue mean? But just understanding, like, where I come from and where I'm headed, and understanding other people's perspectives, understanding my own perspective. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if it applies to any of you. Understanding what your gifts are, understanding how your gifts can make a positive impact in the world. You know, like, you know, understanding that when you hide your light, and I wouldn't necessarily say that I hide my light, I just don't, I'm not running around championing my light. I mean, I do, but I don't, if that makes sense. I have a friend who's going through a really hard time right now, and, like, I would never have done this before. I offered to, like, just stand with him for a minute and just do a healing with him. He totally, I mean, he works at a biker bar, so, you know, and he was kind not to say, well, I think you are weird. But, you know, it was like the first time that I had offered that to somebody. I never would have offered that in the past. You know, taking on, I, you know, do a healing where I hold their hands and I take on their energy and then I dispose of the energy, because I know how, but, I would have never offered that before. And it was okay that he didn't want that, because, I mean, it is kind of like, you know, come with me in a private room for 3 minutes and let's see what Squeak can do for you. You know, like, it does sound pretty kooky, but I really genuinely wanted to take away some of his pain, some of his stress and frustration. And, you know, through meditation and through channeling, I can channel that out of me, whereas it's stuck in him. All right. Now we have Celtic Spirit, and we'll see what she has to say. 3 cards, Celtic Spirit. Last one. 3 cards, 3 passes. Pass 2. And pass 3. Okay, we didn't have anything from Celtic Spirit, but on the bottom, we have that heart center. Heart center is connection, love, and receiving. You know, there's that little keyhole. You know, I love this kind of work, and that was something that Christian had talked about. It's like, what do you love to do? What would you do if you could do whatever? And I'd be like, I'd do this all day. I'd help people find light and love, and now that I'm kind of really tapping into it, and certainly I have way more to do and learn and places to grow, but I see situations like when people post on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I just wish I could help them see joy. I wish I could help them see light. I wish I could help them out of these dark caves that we stick ourselves into. There's footprints. They felt like they were behind me, but they, I think, are in front of me with my son. So, I got Wild Crystals deck. And we're going to see if a crystal pops out for us. These came with my Tamed Wild. I had pulled one before. It was Black Obsidian. I'm just going to pass them through the flame. And asking for protection and good energy. So we read these new cards. Here, I'll spirit for the first crystal that pops out. Let's go with our reading. See if that is a thing. 3 came out. 3 crystals came out. We have Tiger's Eye, which is one of my, I was telling Hestia that there's only like a handful of crystals I can identify, and Tiger's Eye is one of them, and I wear Tiger's Eye, because Tiger's Eye means wisdom. Healing property, it's a prosperity stone and is said to bring prosperity and luck to those who carry it. As a balance stone, it is commonly turned to for those dealing with addictions and leading a fast-paced life. I lead a fast-paced life. It regulates energy and calms when needed. As a protection stone, it's often placed in the home or carried to provide a shield from negative energy in people. Tells you, these cards are cool. They tell you how to care and clean them. Astrological sign Leo, which we're in Leo right now. It has like the plants and the chakra, solar plexus. The gods and goddesses are Ra and Sekhmet. And then, history, ritual, and lore. Roman soldiers carried Tiger's Eye to encourage bravery in battle. It is said to contain the power of both the sun and the earth. Known as the all-seeing eye, it was believed by ancients to grant the power of seeing everything, even through closed doors. The Egyptians chose it as the eyes for their deity statues to represent divine vision. It was believed to represent the mythical and magical tiger that was known as the king of all beasts. Well, that's cool. I've always been drawn to Tiger's Eye. And like I said, I wear a Tiger's Eye bracelet. So what are the other 2? Clear quartz. Yet another one I can identify, Hestia. Clear quartz. For the physical body, it's said to be a master healer, known to remove toxins, boost the immune system, and relieve head pain. It is also used to balance emotions, boost one's creativity. When carried and used in ritual, it is believed to protect against psychic attacks and promote clairvoyance while purifying the soul and aura. You clean it with salt water, smoke, or sunlight. Astrological sign, Cancer and Leo. Gods and goddesses, Gaia. Archangel Michael. Oh, what was your Archangel of the Tiger's Eye? Oh, interesting. Tiger's Eye didn't have an Archangel, but this is Archangel Michael, which is, I identify with all the Archangels, but Michael's like my primary one. Chakra crown is the crown. History and lore. It is said that Hercules dropped a clear quartz known as the Crystal of Truth from the top of Mount Olympus, shattering it into 1,000,000 of tiny pieces. These pieces are the ones we find today. It is believed that one cannot tell a lie while holding a shard from the Crystal of Truth. Parts of Asia considered the stone pure dragon's essence, while in Rome it was believed to be solidified ice, often carried by ladies to keep them cool on hot days. Well, it's hot here. I'm going to start carrying around clear quartz. Alright. And last is aventurine. I would never guess aventurine. I would not know that if I saw it in the wild. Aventurine is known as general healing stone and is connected to eyesight and hearing. Oh my. That's terrible eyesight. It is often used to relieve stress and spark one's imagination, commonly used among psychics to increase their clairvoyance and induce dreams. It can also be used as a fertility charm. I have no uterus, and I have 2 adult boys. No babies for this woman, so the grandbabies come, which with my sons is never going to happen. I have to rely on my nieces and nephews. I will spoil their children. Astrological sign, Gemini, Libra, Taurus. Archangel is Raphael. Historically, aventurine has been used to calm a troubled spirit and bring inner peace. It is a popular stone among gamblers. In 18th century, a glassworker was said to have accidentally dropped metal shavings into a vat of melted glass. Once cooled, it was used to make brilliant jewelry full of reflecting sparkles. The name aventurine is derived from the Italian word avventura, meaning by chance. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what any of that has to do with this reading, to be honest. So these are cool to read, but I don't know how they apply, except that, like, wisdom, wisdom is important. Grounding and being clear, that's important. And maybe spark one's imagination. I love crystals. I don't know that they do healing yet. I'm not entirely sold on that. I mean, I know they do something, because quartz is used in an iPhone, and it's used in watches, so clearly it has some kind of power, because you're mining all over for it, for Apple products. I don't know what it has to do with this reading, though. I find that hard to connect. So I probably will use these cards, but not with Rune Stones. The other deck that I got, which Hestia and I unpacked, is You Me cards, and it's like a little activity that you can do. So we're going to ask Spirit to pick one for us, and then we're all going to go do it. And then we're going to report back and talk about how it went. We're going to ask for one. They're cool because they have like a thing and then an action, and they're pretty cool. And this came in the Spiritual Goodies box. Cards are easy to shuffle too. All right, Spirit, just one card for us. Something that we can do this week to bring meaning and to bring us to our highest good. Oh. Put some energy in there. First card that comes out is the one we're taking. All right. You have a flipper. All right, elevate. So there's different kind, like elevate, connect. There's different categories. Laughter. Laughter decreases stress hormones, increases immune cells, and can be the greatest rejuvenating medicine for your mind and body. A joke a day keeps the doctor away. Absolutely agree. Momentum. So that's the awareness. That's the awareness piece. Now, momentum. Answer the following. What cracks you up? Corny jokes crack me up. Pirate jokes. When I every day I used to send a report to my Red Cross fellow volunteers, and I'd always include a pirate joke. I like silly jokes, for like 5th graders. I don't like complicated jokes that I don't understand, and I don't like adult dirty jokes, and I don't like insulting jokes at all. So I like what kind of grades did the pirate get in school? Got C's. It's corny. It's a dad joke. I like it. Who is the funniest person you know? I know a lot of really, really funny people. But a person that has always made me laugh uncontrollably is my friend Betty, who now lives in Arizona. I have laughed so hard several times in her presence where I've almost needed to go get a poise pad. She's super, super funny. What are some of the funniest things you have ever seen? I try to find humor in almost everything, so I'd like to think I'm pretty funny, and so I do have a very dry sense of humor sometimes, so it doesn't translate all that well in writing. But I see funny things all the time. Like, for example, Dave wanted to go to this car show yesterday. He goes, oh, it's this little car show. It ended up being this huge freaking thing. And we had to walk a mile, right? So, they're walking around. There's nothing more boring to me than going to a car show. I'm sorry. They're pretty, but after I've seen the third one, I'm like, okay, what else is there to do? So I went and I got food, and I sat in this dugout, and I'm, watching all these kids, because it's like a back-to-school event for the school district. So there were these 11-year-old kids. They couldn't have been any more than 11. And, do you remember in grade school there was that one annoying girl that was, really loud? I was probably that girl, to be honest, when I was that age. And she's, yelling at this boy who was, maybe 4 feet tall. And she's like, everybody thinks that you're my boyfriend, but he's my boyfriend. And this kid was even shorter than him. And I'm like, y'all are 7. I mean, I didn't say this, but I'm thinking to myself, holy smokes, when I was their age, I was not thinking about stuff like that at all. Where are their parents? Anyway, it made me laugh, but it was also kind of scary too. What could you do that would give you a belly laugh? I laugh at a lot of things. Things make me laugh. I enjoy good jokes. I love good stories. When people tell me a funny story, especially if they're, who one of the funniest people is, honestly, growing up, my brother is such a funny guy. When he doesn't do it so much now because he's older, he works in a prison, so he's a little bit jaded now, but when he was younger and when he's drunk, he is a fantastic storyteller, and he makes you laugh so hard that you totally need to pee your pants. And I like a really good story. I like a good, funny story where you include all the parts of it, what the stairs looked like and what the noise was in the background. I love a good story. All right, amplification. So you have momentum, get excited, and now something that you can do with this card. Today, follow the funny. Make a collection of things that make you laugh. Pull from your favorite memes, shows, movies, and moments in life. Watch them and enjoy them when inspired. Then go out in the world and notice what makes you smile and laugh. So that's our homework for the week. Go out and see what makes you laugh and smile. And try to really enjoy and bring joy into your life. All right, I have talked long enough. I am wishing you all the best in light and love. I am wishing you a fantastic week. And I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's Daily Rune Pool. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.